One of the most commonly misunderstood things about focus is that it should be a spotlight focused in on one little thing the entire time. Some of your best work and thinking and creativity happens when you're not focused on anything at all. When you give your brain room to ruminate and to think and to explore all the information and creativity you've taken in and absorbed and actually process it to figure out what you think about it, to make new neural connections and come up with something to produce from it. That's a part of focus. It's not centered, attentive focus. It's actually inattention, but it's a crucial part of focus. In fact, if you go too long without letting your mind wander and allowing your mind to make connections, you're going to find that your ability to focus actually goes down, that you haven't given your brain time to process any of the things you have focused on, and thus focusing on more is going to be a problem. You're going to basically clog up your brain pipes and struggle to take anything else in. It's funny, like a lot of the people that grew up in school being told or put down or whatever for daydreaming in class or for letting their mind wander or whatever, those were some of the best thinkers in the classroom. Sure, the book smart kid who can memorize everything and get straight A's is great, but the kid that daydreamed a lot was probably really creative, was probably making a lot of connections and thinking more deeply than anyone else in the classroom. And they just needed that extra time to think and process. And had they been given more room to explore that and to allow themselves to then come back to the work at their own pace, they probably would have succeeded a lot better in school. My challenge to you is obviously cater this to appropriate time and place that will work out best for you and to not neglect your job or your family or what have you. But my challenge to you is, if you notice your mind wandering, if you notice that you're just kind of off in space daydreaming, thinking about something else, embrace that. Allow yourself room to do it. If you happen to notice that you're doing it often or frequently at a specific time of day or on a specific day or after a specific activity, embrace that. Schedule that time in there. Schedule yourself time to do nothing and to just think. It is crucial to development, to learning, to processing, to storing and encoding information, to being creative. A lot of the time, you just need time to do nothing and be nothing for a little bit. You may also find that this particularly happens after challenging tasks, after working really hard on something or a focused task, or grinding out a specific part of your job or your creative field or whatever. Definitely make sure you're scheduling that block then. Like if you need a cool down period where you do nothing and you allow yourself room to just breathe and let your mind wander and build those connections, scheduling that in will do amazing things for you. Now, this is going to cut into your quote-unquote productive time. But studies have shown, and anyone who is creative who has actually embraced this will tell you, you're not super productive, even as an office worker. It doesn't even have to be creative. Like, you are not super productive if you're trying to min-max your productivity 24/7. If you don't give yourself room to do nothing and decompress and allow your brain to process, you're actually less productive. You're less efficient. And so, allowing yourself room for your mind to wander, for things to process, for connections to be made, it may cut into your active working time on a given project or your job or whatever. But you're going to do much better work. You're going to be more creative. You're going to have better experiences if you allow yourself to do this. It's going to pay off. Even if you don't have a direct, tangible improvement on any given task or activity, you will feel so much better and breathe so much better and probably maintain a better work-life balance if you have that kind of warm-up and cool-down period or just scheduled blocks to just kind of see what comes to you. I've started embracing this more and more over the years. Used to, I was so focused, especially after I had a kid and I had such limited work time. The first 6 months or so, whatever work time I had to be go, go, go. And I was doing very specific granular tasks and I wasn't steering from the path or anything, but it also meant I wasn't very fulfilled. I wasn't completing any of my higher level objectives or whatever. And over the past couple of years, I've really started embracing that. And like on days where we get a kind of unexpected babysitting day from my parents and I have time to work and I'm not doing something specific with the wife, those are specifically just kind of free roam work days for me so that I can let my mind kind of make those connections, process everything, and kind of explore some of that extra stuff I may have wanted to do and not made time for before. And it's given me so many different windows and opportunities to do cool stuff that I wouldn't have gotten to otherwise. So this is just my challenge to you today. If you find yourself daydreaming, your mind wandering, if you need time to just like not do anything, embrace that. Either allow it to happen as it happens or schedule it. Let it happen. You will only benefit from it. You will also only benefit from remembering to be kind. Rewind.